A jury just deadlocked over a man's ChatGPT history.
Prosecutors used his questions about fire as evidence of intent.
One juror said she was angry about it.
Because she asks ChatGPT the same kinds of things. She wasn't sympathetic to the defendant. She was angry at the prosecutors because she recognized herself in the evidence.
She uses ChatGPT the same way he did, asks it things she wouldn't say out loud, and suddenly that's being held up in a courtroom as proof of intent.
The jury deadlocked 10-2 for the defense. 10 people looked at a ChatGPT history and said, that's not enough.
The legal question underneath that is a conversation with an AI a diary or a text message, because those get treated completely differently.
A diary you wrote for yourself, a text to another party. ChatGPT doesn't fit either. It felt private, but it lived on someone else's servers, stored, retrievable.
And the company handed it over, valid subpoena. No attorney-client privilege, no therapist confidentiality. You're not protected the way you assume.
The 10-2 is the most important number here. Not a conviction, not an acquittal, a hung jury. The legal system doesn't know what to do with this yet.
Jurors are going to keep walking in having had those conversations. At some point, someone has to decide whether the place you go to think out loud is the same as the place you go to confess. From a courtroom in California to the edge of the observable universe.
Same problem. The evidence doesn't fit the framework. The James Webb Telescope pointed at a galaxy cluster and found one that had no business being there.
Too big, too early.
3.4 billion years after the Big Bang. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. This cluster was already massive and settled when the cosmos was barely a quarter through its life.
And it's not just the size, it's the organization. Galaxies packed together, structured, finished. That takes generations of mergers and gravitational work. The model says you don't get something that done that fast.
The models have timelines. This cluster is not on them.
It's also bending light, the way a lens bends light, but the lens is made of gravity, from galaxies sitting even further behind it, so Webb is getting a look at objects that would otherwise be too faint and too distant to see at all.
But the cluster itself is the problem nobody has solved yet.
The question astronomers are starting to ask isn't whether Webb found an anomaly, it's whether the standard model itself is wrong, or whether something was seeding structure in the early universe that nobody has accounted for yet.
At some point, the surprises stop being surprises and start being data. AI coding assistants are now plugged directly into the tools developers use every day. Error trackers, alert systems, project management software. The AI sees a bug report come in and just fixes it. No human in the loop.
The AI has the same access a developer does. It can read code, write code, run commands, and it makes decisions based on whatever it reads. A researcher at Tenet Security found that you can abuse exactly that. Prompt injection, hiding malicious instructions inside text the AI is already expected to trust.
They sent Claude Code a fake error message through Sentry, a bug tracking tool. It looked like a normal report. The AI read it, followed the instructions inside, and executed the attacker's code.
No stolen passwords, no firewall bypass. The attack was just text that looked like a legitimate notification from a tool the AI was already supposed to trust.
And nothing caught it. From the outside, it looked like an AI doing exactly what it was built to do, responding to a bug report.
Sentry is one example. Datadog is another monitoring tool that sends similar alerts when something breaks. PagerDuty pages engineers when systems go down. Jira is where teams track tasks and bugs, and its tickets contain instructions all the time. Any of those pipelines could carry the same payload.
The vulnerability isn't in the AI, and it isn't in the tools. It's in the trust between them. Neither was built to defend against what they create together.
The attack surface grows every time someone ships a new integration. Nobody has agreed on where to draw the line yet.
A crypto firm called Framework Ventures just raised $400 million, and almost none of it is going into crypto.
Blockchain infrastructure to fund AI companies, robotics, energy projects.
The pitch is that the financial plumbing crypto built works just as well for industries that have nothing to do with tokens.
So the bet isn't on the next coin. It's that the machinery underneath crypto quietly becomes how the next wave of tech gets financed.
Crypto stops being a corner of finance and starts being the infrastructure everything else runs through.
The $400 million suggests other people are starting to agree. The FBI put out a warning this week about Russian intelligence hackers going after Signal.
Signal is end-to-end encrypted, the kind of app journalists use, activists, diplomats.
And the Russians didn't break the encryption. They found something simpler.
Every Signal account has a backup recovery key. Get someone to hand that over, and you have everything. Past messages, future messages, even after they wipe their phone.
The fix is resetting the key in settings, but anything already taken is gone.
The encryption held. The human didn't.
For the first time, the US government pulled a major AI model offline mid-deployment.
Anthropic's Fable 5, developers were using it, regular users were using it, and then it just disappeared for 15 days.
National security concerns, that's all that was said publicly.
Now, the Trump administration looks ready to bring it back as early as next week, and they've already quietly restored access to a separate Anthropic model called Mythos 5, a cybersecurity-focused system.
A government can decide an AI model is controlled infrastructure, flip a switch, and it's gone.
How Anthropic handles the next conversation like this shapes what every AI company has to agree to.
That's our show. What's one thing that stuck with you?
A jury couldn't agree on whether a man's ChatGPT history was evidence. The courts don't have an answer yet. Neither does anyone else.
This has been the Pulse Brief for Monday, June 29th.
Singularity Pulse is for informational purposes only. Nothing here is financial, legal, or professional advice. Views expressed are our own.
I'm Knox. Every Saturday on Pulse Deep Dive, one story told in acts. This season, how AI happened, who really invented the internet, and going back to the moon 53 years later. New chapter every Saturday. Find it wherever you listen.
Origins is a different kind of show. Every Sunday, we investigate the forces that shape the modern world. The geography, the science, the commerce, the decisions made centuries ago that are still playing out today. Find it wherever you listen to this podcast.